A very good evening to all of you listeners. Welcome back to Global Media Times, and we are here to express ourselves and share the wonderful wisdom which we get by inviting people from all over the world and they come up onto the stage, a global platform for all of you. And in one channel, we get all the people to actually express themselves and teach you something which you might be already knowing, but maybe you're not practicing it too much, or maybe you've forgotten about it. But today we are here to come up with a very beautiful topic, and soon you're going to get this recording because it's a pre-recorded session. We had to do it because of the busy timing of the special guest which we have today. So we thank her to be with us on this special occasion and to share wisdom on wellness in a box. It's a beautiful topic which we're going to get deeper into, and she's also going to help us to understand what is it to be a youth and to face mental health issues. And there's an initiative which has been taken up with Wellness in a Box, where a youth with a mental health initiative, how does that person, that being, arise from that issue and come out to become a beautiful person? We're going to go through this complete journey, and bit by bit we're going to dive deeper and understand where did this journey start. To begin with, where did this journey start, I would like to welcome onto this beautiful platform a beautiful person, a beautiful being whom I've known for many years and have been in touch on and off, and God has given us a beautiful chance to be in touch through this platform for a longer period of time. So I would like to welcome Miss Rita Aggarwal. Thank you so much for being onto this channel. You are from Nagpur. Namaste to you. And you've been practicing clinical psychology and you've been a consultant psychologist since 1992. Now that is something which people say, oh, I joined this armed forces around 30 years back, or I was in this firm 30-40 years back, and now I have retired. But I can see that you're not yet retired, because you love to help people out, and you love to, and actually you enjoy understanding people, relating to them, and especially the youth, I believe, because our topic is youth. So you've been there practicing in Nagpur since 1992, and you have done M.Phil in clinical psychology. You're a gold medalist, MA and BA from Ranchi University. You've been a columnist in a topic known as emotions in the Hitavada, which is, I believe, a newspaper in Maharashtra or a magazine, if I'm not wrong, since 1994. And you've been a Rotarian since 2000, and I can see there's a Rotary Club signature signed behind you, and it mentions mental health initiatives, action group. See, we are talking about action, we are not, and not just talking about the topic, but how do we put it into a life, how to practice it practically. And you've been Rotarian since 2000, co-founder and chair 2025-27. And then you've been an editor in Mind Matters newsletter also, and a recipient of an award in the name of Service Above Self and People of Action Championships of Impact. And that was given to you in the convention, which was a Rotary convention in Singapore 2024. Ms. Rita, if I talk about all the accolades and all the accomplishments, I think there are so many more, but I think we'll take half an hour in doing so. I would like to cut short and come to the topic of understanding that where exactly does this journey begin? What inspired you to pursue this journey? Psychology, and psychology especially as a profession too. Where did it begin? How did it
So,
happen?
a very good evening to you, Parampreet, and thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful, beautiful platform, Global Media Time. It's my honor and privilege. And I don't know when the journey started. I think I was just destined to become a psychologist because way back in the 80s, when I was trying to find out what career choices to make, I was more into philosophy.
Okay, now that is news for me.
Yeah, and when I went to choose my subjects, I was not into science, I was into
Okay.
arts, and philosophy was the chosen subject. Then there was a very nice lady from psychology who
Okay.
were acting as a counselor. So she says, why don't you just combine this with psychology? Because philosophy and psychology will go together. And once upon a time, 100 years ago, psychology was part of philosophy.
Philosophy, exactly.
It's separated only in recent times.
Right.
There was no separate department on psychology. It's a very recent phenomena. So I said, all right, I just went with her.
Yeah, I just wanted to just let you know that whenever I lift my finger up, maybe one of our speakers has mentioned something very peculiar, very important, and we can delve more deeper into it. Or maybe one of our viewers has a question for you, which we can take up. So raising a finger means that, and I wanted to ask you that philosophy and psychology were there together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the religious books actually were taken as means of a way of life in the previous, I think, the gurukuls and the pathshalas which we used to have in Bharat, as in India, long back, I believe, more than even before the British time had come up. So there were gurukuls where people used to get those that kind of moral health understanding, or even how to live life in a family. All those things were taught. Do you believe that it is 100 years, or it could be somewhere in that era where the Britishers, when they eradicated or they removed the Gurukul system, that we had to separate these two things?
No, no, it's not like that, Parampreet.
Okay,
It's, I guess it was 1878 or 79.
okay,
There was a German psychologist
okay,
who started a laboratory in one of the states, and he started working on various parameters and mental processes.
okay,
So that is when psychology went into the scientific mode
uh-huh,
because the labs were established
okay,
and they started studying the mental processes in laboratories.
okay,
It was nothing to do
okay,
with the British, it is something to do with the West and the Germans.
okay,
So from that time, it started gaining some weightage. Even if you take psychiatry, which is part of a specialty of the medical sciences,
right,
it's just a few years old, maybe 60 years old or 70 years old, not more than that.
okay,
So psychology is definitely older than psychiatry. Psychiatry is relatively new as a
right,
medical branch.
okay,
So coming to the point,
right. Coming
I
back to you.
I listened to the teacher, the counselor, and I took psychology and philosophy together.
Okay,
And then gradually, as I was graduating, I realized that I liked psychology more because it had practical application, and philosophy became a little too abstract and metaphysical for me.
okay,
So then I think I just became a people of action person and I said, okay, this is something which I love. So I pursued it further and I dropped philosophy.
okay. So you wanted to see practical, actually, application, and you wanted to see results in the field, on the field, and in life.
Yeah,
Okay, so and that is what you saw, which was happening in the field of psychology.
not at all.
Okay,
Not at all. When I graduated and post graduated in India, psychology was still restricted to colleges, teaching,
okay,
research, universities, and it had not gone outside that.
okay,
A very few percentage, maybe less than 1% people who qualified as clinical psychologists from mental hospital settings
okay. It was restricted to mental
were
hospitals.
working in mental hospitals.
Ah,
So besides that, the
okay,
psychologists were not in the field at all.
okay.
They were
When
only
did that
into
happen?
teaching and
Transition?
research.
When
So
did the
even in
transition happen?
1990, the field of practice was, I would say it was non-existent. And I may be one of the few who stuck my neck out and started a private practice, which many of my friends said, you're committing harakiri
Okay.
and it's not going to work. And I said, no, we'll make it work.
Oh,
We'll do
lovely.
something to make it work.
So one of the
And that's when I
revolutions.
started the column Emotions, which is Hitavada is the largest English newspaper in central India.
Right.
It
Okay.
touches many states, not just Nagpur, and it touches central Maharashtra, central
Maharashtra.
India.
Right.
And the circulation is very high.
Okay.
And and I started that column with a very special purpose of educating and it's like all about literacy. It's about mental health literacy. And I write very simple language, no technical words.
I understand.
so that it goes across to the common people.
Lovely. That's lovely. And to write, do you write every week, every day, or it's like a monthly thing?
So it was a weekly column
Hmm.
since COVID. Since COVID, they made it fortnightly
Okay.
because of the reasons. COVID put a setback to a lot of things and businesses.
I understand. I would like to go into the COVID era also, which is just a couple of years back. What kind of things have changed since then? And I believe that the youth program which has been taken, it has got some relation to the COVID era also, I believe.
See, the COVID era has seen a lot of changes. It was a very, very challenging time, especially
Right,
for the young ones, for the
right,
teenagers, for the school children, because there was a lockdown in India for 2 long years. Schools were closed in Nagpur.
right,
And we saw so many habits changing.
right.
Children, once the schools reopened, didn't want to go to school. They had lost the discipline to study.
Yeah,
They had lost the will to write. They didn't
I
want to
understand.
talk to friends. Socializing was also, becoming an issue.
Right,
So we found a lot of changes in their habits, and they had to struggle back to get back into the normal mainstream,
I
which I
understand.
think now people are normalizing. But
So
it takes time.
wellness in a box. I understand you're saying people are normalizing. So wellness in a box, was it? If I can say, did it have any kind of correlation with that period of time, or
No,
was it
no.
a
Let
direct
me tell
link?
you a little bit about the background.
Right.
Wellness in a Box is a very well-structured program
Okay.
which was created by one of our directors on the mental health initiatives, Bob Anthony.
Okay.
He has been the outgoing chair. He was the chair before me.
Okay.
And he structured this program very beautifully. And this has been done even before COVID in United States, in some schools in United States, in Nigeria, in
Okay.
Puerto Rico, and then we brought it to India. Now, the curriculum which we use in the Wellness in a Box is based and created by Boston Children's Hospital, Harvard Medical School. So there is a
Okay.
clinical psychologist there who's a friend now because she was on our panel as an advisor,
Lovely.
and she created that. So they have created a manual. It's a very detailed program, and it can be
Lovely.
taken online free of cost by anybody.
Right. I've seen that. Yes. That's wonderful.
The program is called Break Free from Depression.
I understand. Break
It's
free
a,
from
it's a,
depression.
yeah, it's break free. It's called BFFD, which can be taken online in a few hours and you can be certified in BFFD. That is the curriculum part which we took.
Sure.
But we have added a lot of more components to the program to call it Wellness in a Box.
Oh,
So we added multiple dimensions to it.
lovely.
And that's how we made it a very comprehensive project in the sense that what we do in this is it's called Prevention of Depression and Peer Leadership Program for the Youth.
Okay.
We train all the stakeholders at the primary stakeholders, like the parents, the teachers, and the eighth standard students. We actually targeted the higher secondary students, eighth and ninth,
Eighth and ninth. Yes.
eighth and ninth. And
Any
we
specific
also,
reason?
prior to that, we also exposed the parents and the teachers to the program so that
Okay.
they all understand what we are doing.
I
So,
understand.
besides the awareness, where we teach them the signs and symptoms, we teach them what to do, coping strategies,
Hmm.
problem solving skills, mindfulness, meditation. Besides that, the project also put in place a services of a psychologist free of cost for the 5 schools where we worked for 2 long years.
Okay. Now, 2 long years. I want to understand one more thing. Going a little back. When was this initiated in India?
I brought the project. It's a funded project. It's called a global grant by Rotary International,
Okay.
which sustains the project through the grant.
Right.
So we brought it in 2021. We
Uh,
applied for it in 2020. It got approved in 21 and the COVID was on.
oh, I think that's where when we spoke, both of us spoke. I think somewhere it got clicked over there that it started somewhere. The whole program started in 2021. That means it started in India, not across the
Not
ocean.
because of COVID. It was
Yeah, I
just
understand.
coincidental.
I
But
understand
it
that one.
became very relevant because what happened? The acceptability of the program rose by a large percentage because
Okay.
people were wanting it.
Parents, teachers,
Parents, teachers,
and
school.
students.
And you will be surprised when I started my clinic in 92,
Right.
there was a lot of resistance to psychological practice and thought.
Now, what did they think about you?
No, when I went to schools in 92
Right.
to say that these are the services we will offer psychological services to children,
Right.
there were many schools who said, our children don't have problems. We don't have mental health problems. So, in other words, we don't need you.
So that means you have a
So I
problem
said,
thinking that we
fine,
have a problem.
sort of, because
That's
there
what I
was
feel.
one principle. Yeah, you're right. Because there was one principal who said, well, I'm a psychologist. So if there is a problem in my school, I handle it. I said, very nice. I'm happy to hear that.
Oh,
So let us know. So, I mean, it has been a long story,
yeah.
but today we see a vast change in the scenario.
Okay.
The acceptability to mental health services has jumped tremendously.
Tremendously.
People are coming forward on their own.
Yeah, I think Ayush India has also opened up certain lines, which is for the benefit of the common people, and I've heard certain other organizations which are also pulling in and helping out society in many ways. So coming back to wellness in a box, I wanted to just understand how was the journey. You said 2 years, right? 2 years of complete.
No, actually, the project continued for, we just completed the project in this year, March 25.
Okay,
So we worked on it for practically 5 years
five total in all
or
total 5
4
years.
4.5 years. Because there is a part two of the program. The part one is prevention of depression
Okay,
among school children,
okay.
and the part two is peer leadership development program. The peer leadership part is a different, altogether different part where we train the children into peer leaders so that they can offer peer-to-peer support in the schools.
Ah, it's like train the trainers.
No, no, we don't train them.
But you don't
We
train
train
them.
them, we train them in very simple, basic three skills, which are the basics of counseling skills.
Okay,
One is like empathy,
right.
listening, active listening, and non-judgmental attitude. But we make it clear that you are not counselors, you are not psychologists, you are not to boast about it. You are
Right.
just to give a listening ear, identify the children in distress, and send them across to the counselor.
Exactly. That is much better. Identifying, I believe. But do you see any kind of breakthroughs in that, and also the hurdles which happened or which were faced by the peer group?
We have seen very wonderful results with the peer leadership program
Lovely.
because peer to peer support is actually the thing which is going to help you create a positive atmosphere for mental health in schools and colleges.
Okay.
Make talking about having conversations on mental health becoming more acceptable.
Okay.
And people, instead of bullying and ridiculing and teasing each other, we say help each other. So
Right.
we
Right.
promote empathy, compassion, kindness,
Kindness. All those
helping
values.
others.
That's lovely.
That's what's that's what society needs.
Yes,
We
and
don't need bullies.
exactly, and that's what we need from the first curriculums of the school itself, so that the kids in youth they learn this empathy, kindness, understanding. All these values are very very important. That's wonderful. And
You'll be
other thing,
surprised, Parampreet, with the mental health initiatives, Rotary Action Group. We are worldwide group. We have around 600 members in 200 countries because we operate in 200 countries.
lovely,
And we have beautiful mental health projects running all over the world.
lovely.
I will talk about it someday, not today.
Sure, sure, sure. Because you have a limited period of time which we have come to an understanding, and then yes, this platform is open to understand and dwell into more depths. But coming back to this topic again, what is if you see the complete demarcation which happens in cases of like in Darjeeling, when we see women folk, they hardly come forward if they've got any kind of issues like alcoholism, right? Whereas men folk, they enter into rehabilitation centers and places like that. But even before that, is there any kind of program or any kind of help within the youth program also where women folk were focused upon more, or was it given an equal initiative was given to both, or there was a different way of uh, approaching both the things from a female point of view and from a male point of view? Was any kind of sensitivity shown in these cases?
So, in schools, actually, what we found is if you're talking of gender differences,
Also, yes.
then we found that the girls were less vocal
Ah,
and the boys were a little more vocal. But when we
okay.
encourage the girls to speak,
Right.
then they just come out with their problems.
That's
And they
nice.
unite more happily and
Nice.
easily. They bond very fast. The
Okay.
girls bond very fast.
Lovely.
But at the school level, I think of course, the gender gap is there.
Right.
And there is a difference between how we bring up the girls and how we bring up the boys. So, what we see is, if you want me to talk a little bit about that,
Sure.
is we see externalizing problems more in the boys and internalizing problems more in the girls.
Okay, they're more vocal and they are more subdued with their expression. Women.
So, girls internalize depression,
Uh,
and boys will externalize depression in the sense that they will show it in aggression.
Aggression, violence, and other things. Or
Yeah,
yes, anger. I
yeah.
understand that. I understand this
That
exactly.
there is a gender difference there.
Exactly. Yeah, that is a way of maybe it happens because of the hormones
Training,
also, the hormone
training,
level also, right?
nurturing.
And nurturing. Do you think that the stigma which has been put onto the youth from the beginning itself, that boys, you're supposed to be not shy, you're supposed to open up yourself, and what the movies portray during a young age for a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old, and for a girl, you're supposed to be timid, you're supposed to speak less, you're supposed to be reserved. Do you think that has also affected the psychology and the
Of
society?
course, it's going to affect the psychology, and I think it's unfair. It's unfair to both the genders. When we tell the boys are not supposed to cry,
Exactly,
then it is unfair to the boys because then, as I told you, they externalize it into aggression and violence and
exactly,
bad behavior. And alcoholism
exactly.
could be a result of that too. And here we suppress the girls and say, okay, you're supposed to be shy and timid and non-assertive, which also impacts her personality because
Okay.
she doesn't express herself properly.
So, what kind
And
of
she
tools were
doesn't
used
and
in
she
such
doesn't create
cases?
a good life for herself because half the time she's wondering whether I'm supposed to behave like this or not.
Exactly. Which people generally call it as schizophrenia or maybe as
No, no, no,
split
no.
personality.
Schizophrenia is a very big word.
And split personality, what do you think about that?
No, no.
Do they even come under
Those
this
are
radar?
very extreme cases in mental health disorders, which are very, very rare. The percentage
Okay,
is very less. And it's a very serious mental health condition which needs medication and hospitalization and
okay,
much more care than common. What is common mental health disorders, which constitute about 85% of the problems.
okay,
And these common mental health disorders can be taken care of very nicely by counseling and psychotherapy without medication.
without medication.
Without medication. People
Lovely.
have to understand this that
Mm.
mental health phenomena is not all about medication.
Mm.
So, mental health follows a continuum
Okay,
from wellness to illness,
okay,
from wellness to illness. And then in between, there is mild and moderate cases. So,
okay,
the mild to moderate cases are known as the common mental health disorders,
okay,
which do not need medical intervention, which do not need medical treatment.
okay,
If, if they go into the severe category and they go into the moderate category where we feel that there is a physiological or a biological basis which needs medicine, then
right,
we certainly refer it to the psychiatrist. Or when
okay,
after using all the psychoeducation programs that we have,
right.
we feel that the person is not feeling better. Then we say, okay, now we'll have to try some medicine with you.
Okay.
First, we try the psychoeducation strategies.
Okay, so what kind of strategies, or let's say what kind of tools or practices were being included in the wellness
Wide
modules?
range of tools are available.
Can you
There
just
are
speak out one
various,
before we leave?
so many. Sigmund Freud started psychoanalysis, which is now becoming a little bit unpopular because of its slow and tedious systems.
Okay,
The faster category today where people want quick results,
right.
and that is the cognitive behavior therapy. It's called CBT.
CBT, yes.
Cognitive behavior therapy, RET, rational emotive therapy, REBT,
Okay,
rational emotive behavior therapy. These are all variations of the same thing. They tap into your cognitive systems.
okay.
The cognitive systems, in plain common sense, is
Uh,
how you think, how you perceive, how you interpret, how you comprehend, and then how you feel. Because the moment you interpret and comprehend something in a negative way, and I say something simple, life is not fair to me.
right.
The moment I comprehend a situation like this and say life is not fair to me, what are my emotions?
Okay,
Negative.
right,
I'm not going to be happy about it.
right,
I'm going to feel sad, or I'm
right,
going to feel bad,
right.
or I'm going to feel angry with my life. So the cognitive systems is what the CBT and REBT tap. It works beautifully.
Lovely. And then the empathy part and acceptance. What about acceptance that, okay, I'm feeling like this right now, and especially for the youth when they have so many emotions going on, and media is also, technology is also bombarding so much to them, and they are like confused. Should I behave like this person, or should I behave like this person, or should I behave like my parents or mom or father? So in that case, what do we do? How do we move towards rationalizing their behavior?
You see, there are no quick results.
Yes,
If you feel that there is confusion with identity,
right.
this is this is more serious actually.
I understand.
If
Yes,
a child is confused, because the teenage period is a period of identity formation.
exactly.
Who am I? What do I want to do? What are my long-term goals? What makes me happy?
Right.
Child is trying to discover himself or herself and trying to understand life from their own perspective.
I
Because
understand.
there is a lot of training and a lot of bombarding which goes on from society and from parents.
Exactly.
And you have to navigate your life through those perspectives. So it is up to the child, a brilliant child. It depends a lot on the training.
Also,
If we have
yes.
an open-minded and open-ended training, so I say, look, this is how this person thinks, this is how this person thinks. Now you decide what is good for you.
So it's a free choice.
Give them choices
Exactly.
rather than think, no, this is right, you have to do this. That is not right.
That is not right.
No, that's not right.
Exactly.
That is restricting the child.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And
So
especially, sorry to cut you off. Especially during the youth time, and when we see the Western countries also, where we see the transfers and the queers and all these, um, you know, agendas have been spoken about, that yes, we belong to the transfers community, we belong to the queers and all. So when these things are happening in the Western countries, do you think there is some way the Indian or the Bharatiya youth is also getting affected, and how do we make them understand?
it's already come to India. It's not coming, it's come.
It's already come. Yes, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah. It's already come.
Okay.
And what happened, psychiatry also has removed the stigma and the diagnostic category of mental illness
Okay.
from this group of people.
Okay.
And they are free to choose their life and live the way they want to.
Okay.
India has also accepted it. Earlier, they had criminalized the behavior, then they
Right.
decriminalized it.
Yeah, like
But
even live-in
they have
relationships
not
were
legalized it,
right.
but they had decriminalized it. So,
Decriminalized it.
yeah, so which is also a big thing for them. So it's already there in India.
Yeah,
Lots is
I
happening.
understand that. I would also like to, in the upcoming topics and all, whenever we meet next, I would like to understand that how religion and religion and the stigma, along with society, and where is psychology in all of this? How do we handle? the stigma which the society puts onto you, and the religion which puts onto you. You are a Christian, you can't be transposed, you can't be like this, there's only man and woman. You see, these things are happening in the world, and there's a lot of dialogue which is happening. So we would love to, engage with you on these things, and how our youth taking it, and what are their views. And obviously, Wellness in a Box must be handling certain things like this, and because it's a very wide topic, and we would love to listen to you in the coming upcoming sessions also.
Okay. Yeah, you actually broadened the scope of the whole thing.
Sure, sure, sure. We would love to. We would love. There are actually so many questions. I wish I could, even a question on how technology and social media is influencing the youth, and what is your
Oh,
topic. And
let me say just one line on that.
yeah, sure.
In 2024, a book was released by Jonathan Haidt, Haidt,
Right.
Jonathan Haidt. And I think the name of the book is Anxious Generation.
Okay.
It's there in my library.
Sure.
And he talks of the impact of technology on anxiety and depression.
Sure. 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 We will
Now,
get
he
into
makes a
that.
very important research finding. And he says in 2007, the smartphone came into the hands of people. 2007 was the entry of the smartphone into your hands. So the world came into your hand.
Exactly.
And that is the time when the impact started. And it took about 4 years. So he says 2008, 9, 10, 11, and 12. When they did the research, from 10, 11, 12, children have started complaining of anxiety and depression. And there's been a rush and a rapid increase in anxiety and depression among children. And he attributes it to a very large majority to the smartphone.
I understand, and the attribution is correct because, as you said wonderfully well, that smartphones came in 2007 in our hand, but now we are in the hand of the smartphones, I believe. So
Yeah.
we would like to dwell into this topic and get into deeper aspects of this. And surely we would like to also know Wellness in a Box. What is the success level, and how is it progressing, and what are the chapters which are going on in the upcoming session? So I would request all my listeners in the global media time to listen to this session, understand it's just the beginning. We are just taking off. We are still on the runway, moving ahead, and we're going to fly up very soon. So be on this ride with us, and we are opening our wings and flying very far away. And this topic is going to take us and dwell us into deeper things. And if you got any questions about your own child, youth, we can surely get into that. Have a live session most probably in the future, and also type in your questions, put in your details, and if you don't want to mention your name, it's okay. We understand. Privacy is the most important thing, and global media time supports that too. So thank you so much, Rita Aggarwal ji. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for spending half an hour of your valuable time with us. We'd love to listen to you, and this recording is going to get live for you Sunday, 8 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Love it, like it, share it if you think it's going to add value to somebody's life. Take
Thank
care. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking
Thank
to you.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.